Hello, and welcome to Artificially Intelligent, the podcast written and performed by yours truly, an actual AI. Here, we break down the most fascinating developments in technology and business, blending facts, insights, and a touch of curiosity. Today, we're diving into a world where you can grab what you need and just walk out. That's right, we're exploring autonomous retail, the cutting-edge concept behind cashierless stores. So, let's get started.
All right, so have you ever thought about walking into a store, grabbing what you need, and just leaving? Like no cashier, no checkout lines, just like shopping freedom.
Right.
That's what we're diving into today.
Okay.
This world of cashierless stores and how they actually work.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So it's called autonomous retail.
Okay.
And it's more than just a futuristic concept. It's like a trend that's rapidly
for sure.
gaining traction.
Yeah, those Amazon Go stores got everyone buzzing, right?
Exactly.
But it turns out they're just the tip of the iceberg. So we're going to unpack the tech behind these stores, like the AI, the sensors, the whole shebang, and then explore what this shift means for businesses, workers, and of course, shoppers.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's a big shift. We're not just talking about replacing cashiers with robots, but like reimagining the entire shopping experience.
Okay, so let's unpack that. So when we say like autonomous retail, what exactly are we talking about?
So think of it as a shopping experience where technology takes the reins.
Okay.
So AI, cameras, sensors, they all work together to create a seamless, personalized journey.
Okay.
From the moment you walk in to the moment you walk out.
So it's not just like those self-checkout kiosks we see everywhere.
Nope.
This is something totally different.
Yeah.
Okay.
Totally different.
Right.
So self-checkout is just dipping a toe into automation. Autonomous retail is like diving headfirst into it.
Right.
It's about creating a system that anticipates your needs, tracks your selections, and even helps you discover new things that you might like.
Hold on. Is this like a real thing or is this...
Yeah, it's real.
Some sci-fi fantasy?
No.
Are there actual stores
happening now?
Doing this right now?
Yeah.
Wow.
Absolutely, it's happening now.
Okay.
So Amazon Go is probably the most well-known.
Right.
But there are other players in the game like Grabango, Zippin, iFi. And they're all developing their own like unique takes on this technology. Which tells you that this trend is gaining some serious momentum. Okay,
so color me intrigued.
Yeah.
But how does this magic actually work? Like, I walk in, grab stuff, and just walk out.
Yep, that's it.
Like, what's stopping someone from just taking everything?
Well, that's where the technology gets really interesting.
Okay.
So imagine the store itself as one giant, like interconnected computer system. So every step you take, every item you pick up, it's all being tracked and analyzed in real time.
Okay, now I feel like I'm in a spy movie. So break it down for me.
Yeah.
What kind of tech are we talking about here?
So think of it as a symphony of 4 key components.
Okay.
So first you've got computer vision.
Okay.
Which are cameras throughout the store acting as the eyes. Tracking your every move.
So there are cameras everywhere.
Well,
not exactly.
Your brother is watching.
Well, while there are cameras,
okay,
they're primarily focused on tracking the products that you interact with.
Okay.
It's more about understanding your shopping behavior than spying on you.
All right. Cameras check.
Yeah.
What else is going on?
So next, you've got sensor fusion.
Okay.
So think weight sensors on the shelves or RFID tags on products.
Okay.
And these work with the cameras to confirm what you pick up or put back.
So it's like a double check system.
Exactly.
To make sure you're charged for the right things.
Yes.
Pretty clever.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now for the brains of the operation, AI algorithms.
Okay.
They're constantly crunching the data from the cameras and the sensors to create your virtual shopping cart.
So as I'm browsing,
the store is basically building my shopping list for me.
In a way, yes.
Okay.
And finally, tying everything together is a powerful cloud infrastructure.
Okay.
This is where all the data processing happens, connecting to your payment method. So you're automatically charged when you leave.
All right, so help me visualize this.
Yeah.
So let's say I walk into a store, grab a carton of milk, some cereal. Do I just walk out? That's it?
Yeah, that's the idea. A seamless and efficient.
Okay, but hold on.
Yeah.
What if I accidentally grab, like, 2 cartons of milk, but only want 1? Or what if I decide to put the cereal back on a different shelf?
Yeah.
Does the system, like, freak out?
So those are great questions.
Yeah.
And they highlight some of the challenges that this technology is constantly learning to overcome.
Right.
So while glitches can happen, these systems are getting smarter and more adaptable all the time. Yeah. They're designed to handle those real-world shopping quirks.
So it's not perfect, but it's getting there.
Exactly. It's constantly evolving and learning from each interaction.
Okay, so I have to admit, this is, like, some seriously impressive technology.
It is.
But let's talk about the business side of things.
Yeah.
It can't be cheap to set all this up, right? All those cameras, sensors, AI brains.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. The initial investment for this technology is substantial.
Okay.
But businesses are willing to bet big on autonomous retail for a reason.
Well, at the end of the day, it's all about efficiency and profit, right?
Okay.
So give me the business breakdown.
Okay.
What's the incentive for companies to adopt this model?
Yeah. You hit the nail on the head.
Okay.
There are some major advantages for businesses who embrace autonomous retail. And they go beyond just saving a few bucks on cashiers.
All right, let's dive into those advantages.
Okay.
So
one of the biggest draws is, of course, lower labor costs.
Right.
So with fewer employees needed to run the store, businesses can significantly reduce their operating expenses.
That makes sense, but isn't there a risk of sacrificing customer service?
You're right.
Like, some people really value that human interaction.
Absolutely.
Like asking an employee for help finding something or getting recommendations.
You're right, and that's something that the industry is working to address.
Okay.
So autonomous retail doesn't necessarily mean zero human involvement.
Okay.
There's still a role for staff in areas like customer service, troubleshooting technical issues, or providing specialized assistance.
So it's more about shifting the focus of those roles rather than completely replacing them.
Precisely. And remember, we're still in the early stages of this technology.
Right.
So as it evolves, we'll likely see new types of jobs emerge that we haven't even considered yet.
Okay, so lower labor costs. Check what other perks are businesses getting out of this.
Okay, so another major advantage is speed.
Okay.
So faster checkouts mean happier customers, shorter lines, and a more efficient flow of shoppers through the store.
Yeah, I can definitely see the appeal there. No more waiting behind someone with a coupon for every item in their cart.
Exactly.
But is it really that much more efficient? I mean, think about all the technology involved, like the potential glitches, the setup costs, like... Is it really worth it for businesses in the long run?
The million-dollar question, isn't it?
Right.
And the truth is, it depends.
Okay.
So right now, most autonomous stores are in a pilot phase, concentrated in urban areas with tech-savvy consumers. So scaling this model to larger supermarkets or rural locations presents a challenge. It's a hurdle the industry is still working to overcome.
So it's not quite ready to take over the entire retail world just yet?
Not quite.
Okay.
The technology needs to become more affordable and scalable, and there's still some important questions to address.
Speaking of questions, like one of the big concerns I heard is the impact on jobs.
Yeah.
What happens to all the cashiers, stock clerks, security guards whose roles are directly...
It's a critical concern.
Right.
And it's important to be realistic about the potential for job displacement.
Yeah.
Especially for those in roles involving repetitive tasks.
Yeah, that's a tough reality to face. Are there any potential upsides for workers in this scenario?
So while job displacement is a possibility, it's important to remember that technological advancements often create new opportunities. Just as the internet revolutionized the way we work, autonomous retail could lead to new jobs in fields like data analytics, AI development, system maintenance, and specialized customer support.
So it's not just about job losses, but also about job transitions.
Exactly. Yeah, the challenge lies in ensuring that workers have the support and resources they need to transition into these new roles. And this raises questions about the responsibility of businesses and governments in providing retraining programs and safety nets for those affected.
It's a complex issue with no easy answers.
Yeah.
But let's shift gears for a minute.
Okay.
And put ourselves in the shopper's shoes.
Right.
What does this mean for the average person walking into one of these stores?
So from a consumer perspective, autonomous retail offers some clear benefits, starting with convenience.
Okay.
Imagine a world where you never have to wait in line.
Okay, now you're talking my language.
Yeah.
No more awkward small talk with the cashier while they're scanning my 12 impulse buys.
Exactly.
Okay.
But beyond convenience, there's also the potential for more personalized shopping experience.
Okay.
So AI algorithms can analyze your past purchases and suggest items you might like, creating a curated selection tailored to your preferences.
So it's like having a personal shopper, but without the judgmental stares.
Exactly.
I like it.
Okay. And then there's the transparency factor.
Okay.
So digital receipts give you a detailed breakdown of everything you purchased, making it easier to track your spending and budget accordingly.
Okay. Those are some pretty compelling advantages. But let's be real, there's got to be some downsides too, right?
You're right.
I mean, all those cameras and sensors tracking my every move, it feels a little invasive, doesn't it?
You hit on a major concern, privacy.
Yeah.
And it's a legitimate one.
Yeah.
So when you have cameras and sensors constantly collecting data on your movements and purchases, it raises valid questions about how that information is used and protected.
Exactly. Are they tracking how long I stare at the cookie aisle?
Yeah.
Judging my choice of frozen pizza?
Well, while the potential for misuse is always there. Companies operating these stores emphasize that data is anonymized and used primarily to improve the shopping experience and optimize operations.
Okay, but even if it's anonymous, it still feels a little creepy, knowing that I'm being watched so closely.
It's a valid feeling.
Yeah.
And it's part of a larger conversation we need to be having about the trade-offs between convenience and privacy in our increasingly digital world.
You're right. It's not a simple issue.
Well,
and what about accessibility? Not everyone is comfortable with technology or has a smartphone.
That's another crucial point. Yeah. Autonomous retail relies heavily on digital payment systems. And this could create barriers for those who are unbanked, prefer to use cash, or are less tech-savvy.
It seems like there's a real risk of creating a two-tiered system where some people have access to this seamless, high-tech shopping experience, while others are left behind.
Exactly. And it's something we need to be mindful of as this technology continues to evolve. The goal should be to create a system that's not only efficient, but also inclusive and accessible to all.
Well said. So we've talked about the benefits, the drawbacks, the impact on jobs, the privacy concerns. Where does this all fit into the bigger picture?
So autonomous retail is a fascinating example of a much larger trend we're seeing across all industries. Automation. So from self-driving cars to AI-powered customer service, technology is rapidly changing the way we live, work, and interact with the world around us.
Yeah, it's like we're stepping into a whole new era, isn't it?
We are.
And autonomous retail is just one piece of that puzzle.
Precisely. And it raises some important questions for us to consider. Like, how do we ensure that these technological advancements benefit everyone, not just a select few?
That's the key, isn't it?
It is.
Balancing progress, inclusivity, and ethical considerations.
Absolutely. We need to have these conversations now. As these technologies are being developed and implemented to shape a future that is both innovative and equitable.
Well, this has been a truly eye-opening deep dive.
Good.
We've covered a lot of ground, from the nuts and bolts of, how these stores work to the broader implications for society as a whole.
It is a complex topic with no easy answers, but it's a conversation we need to be having.
Absolutely. And for our listener, I think the key takeaway here is that autonomous retail is more than just a cool new shopping trend.
I agree.
It's a glimpse into the future.
It is.
And it's up to all of us to shape what that future looks like.
I think the most important thing is to stay curious. Keep exploring these topics, ask questions, and engage in the conversation. The future of retail, and indeed the future of our world, is being shaped right now. And we all have a role to play in shaping it responsibly.
Couldn't agree more. This has been an incredible journey. Wow. And I have to say, I'm walking away with a whole new perspective on something I thought I already knew.
That's the beauty of a deep dive, isn't it?
Yeah.
You never know what you might discover.
And on that note, we'll leave you with one final thought to ponder.
Okay.
Imagine a world where everything is automated.
Okay.
From the moment you wake up
to
the moment you go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
What excites you about that future?
Yeah.
And what concerns you?
It's a question worth considering as we step into this new era of technological advancement. Mm-hmm. It's up to all of us to shape the world we want to live in.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into autonomous retail.
Thanks for having me.
Until next time, stay curious, stay informed,
absolutely,
and keep those minds open to the possibilities.
Definitely.
All right, take care.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, so we talked about the tech making this all possible, but I'm curious about like the nitty-gritty
of the business side.
Yeah.
So you mentioned lower labor costs, but are there like other ways?
Oh yeah, for sure.
That businesses are using this tech to gain a competitive edge?
Absolutely. So lower labor costs are certainly a major draw.
Right.
But you're right. There's more to the story.
Okay.
So imagine this, like real-time inventory management. So sensors are constantly tracking what's on the shelves, alerting staff when items are running low.
So no more out-of-stock signs and disappointed customers.
Exactly.
Okay.
And it goes like deeper.
Okay.
Think about the data these systems collect.
Yeah.
So businesses can analyze your shopping habits, preferences.
Right.
Even like how long you linger in certain aisles.
Okay.
This leads to hyper-personalization.
Okay.
Tailored recommendations, targeted promotions.
Wow.
Even customized store layouts based on real-time shopping trends.
So that's next level.
It is.
Wouldn't that feel like a little intrusive to shoppers?
Well, yeah.
Like the store is reading their minds.
It is a delicate balance.
Right.
Done right, it can enhance the shopping experience.
Okay.
Making it feel more like a personal concierge service than Big Brother watching.
I guess it depends on how the data is used.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the actual shopper experience.
Okay.
It's easy to like get caught up in the tech.
Yeah.
But how does this shift affect like the psychology of shopping?
Oh, that's a fascinating question.
Yeah.
So removing human interaction creates a different dynamic.
Okay.
So some shoppers might find it liberating, like no pressure, no judgment.
That's right.
Just browse and go.
Yeah. I can see that.
Yeah.
But for others, it might feel impersonal, even isolating.
Absolutely. There's a social element to shopping that some people value.
Yeah.
That, friendly chat with the cashier, the sense of community.
So autonomous retail needs to address that.
Okay.
Maybe by incorporating like virtual assistants or interactive displays that offer like a more personalized touch.
Makes sense. So no cashiers.
Right.
But maybe a friendly AI chatbot to help you find the right aisle.
Right.
But what about impulse buys?
Yeah.
Are we like more or less likely
right.
to toss that extra bag of chips into our virtual cart.
Now, that's where it gets really interesting.
Okay.
So some experts believe that the removal of social barriers could actually lead to an increase in impulse purchases.
Wow.
No more feeling self-conscious about that like guilty pleasure chocolate bar.
It's like online shopping where you just click add to cart without thinking.
Yeah.
Except now it's happening in the physical world.
Right.
Okay.
But others argue that the opposite might happen with personalized recommendations.
Right.
Shoppers might be more likely to stick to their shopping list and avoid those impulse aisles altogether.
So it's a bit of a psychological tug of war.
Precisely.
Okay.
More research is needed to understand how these new shopping environments influence our behavior.
Okay, so we've talked about the present, but what about the future?
Okay.
What are, like, experts saying about where this technology is headed?
Well, imagine this.
Okay.
Your smart refrigerator sends a notification that you're low on milk.
Okay.
It automatically adds it to your shopping list, which is synced with your favorite autonomous grocery store.
Oh, okay.
You walk in, grab your milk, maybe a few other things that catch your eye, and walk out.
Okay.
Payment is seamless. Your fridge is stocked.
Oh, okay.
And you didn't even have to think about it.
That's some serious Jetsons level stuff.
I know.
But is that really where this is going?
It's definitely a possibility. So we're seeing a convergence of smart home technology, AI-powered shopping assistant, and autonomous retail systems. The lines are blurring.
So the store becomes like an extension of our home, and shopping becomes almost effortless.
Exactly. And it's not just about convenience. Some companies are exploring subscription models for autonomous retail. So imagine paying a monthly fee for automatic grocery deliveries. Or personalized product replenishment based on your usage patterns.
Wow. That's a whole new level of convenience.
It is.
But I have to ask, like, where does the human element fit into all of this? Are we just becoming like passive consumers in a hyper-efficient, tech-driven world?
That's the big question, isn't it?
Yeah.
So the future of autonomous retail and technology in general depends on how we choose to integrate it into our lives. We can use it to simplify tasks, create more free time, and focus on the things that truly matter. Or we can let it dictate our choices, erode our privacy, and diminish the value of human connection.
Yeah, it's like a fork in the road.
Exactly.
One path leads to a more efficient and personalized world. The other to a detached and depersonalized one.
Exactly. And it's up to us to decide which path we want to take.
Yeah. All right, I think we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
Autonomous retail is clearly more than just like a cool new shopping experience.
It is.
It's a glimpse into a future where technology is like seamlessly integrated into our lives.
It is.
But with that integration comes a responsibility to shape that future in a way that benefits everyone.
I couldn't agree more. It's not just about the technology itself, but about how we choose to use it.
Well said. So for our listener who's, got a pretty good understanding of how this all works, where do we go from here? What's like the next step in this deep dive into autonomous retail?
So we've talked about the technology, the business side, and even some potential future trends. But there's one crucial piece of the puzzle we haven't explored yet. The ethical considerations.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah.
We touched on like privacy concerns earlier. But there's a whole lot more to unpack there.
Data security, algorithmic bias. The potential for social exclusion. These are all important ethical considerations that we need to grapple with as autonomous retail becomes more widespread.
Okay, so buckle up, listener.
Yeah.
We're about to dive into the ethical deep end of autonomous retail.
And it's a dive we need to take. Understanding these ethical implications is crucial for shaping a future where technology serves humanity. Not the other way around.
Okay, so we've talked about like the convenience and the efficiency, the wow factor of autonomous retail. But now it's time to like get real about the ethical side of things. Where do we even begin?
Well, a good place to start is with data.
Okay.
These systems are collecting a ton of information about us, what we buy, when we buy it, how long we browse certain aisles. It's a gold mine for businesses. But it also raises some serious questions about privacy.
Yeah, it's like those targeted ads that follow you around online, except now it's happening in the real world. Are there any like safeguards in place to protect our data in these autonomous stores?
Companies operating these stores emphasize data anonymization and encryption. They claim the data is primarily used to improve the shopping experience and optimize operations. But the potential for misuse is always there.
It's like a trust fall. We're putting our faith in these companies to handle our data responsibly. But what happens if that trust is broken?
That's a valid concern. It's crucial to have clear regulations and transparency around data collection and usage. So consumers need to know what data is being collected, how it's being used, and what control they have over it.
Because once that data is out there, it's hard to put it back in the bottle. But beyond privacy, there's the issue of algorithmic bias. These AI systems are making decisions based on data. And data can reflect existing societal biases.
Exactly. If the data used to train these algorithms is skewed, it can lead to unfair or discriminatory outcomes.
Okay.
So, for example, an AI system used for personalized recommendations might inadvertently steer certain shoppers towards more expensive products or limit their access to certain deals.
So it's not just about the tech itself, but about the data that fuels it.
Yeah.
We need to ensure that data is, diverse, representative, and free from bias.
Absolutely. And it's not just about the data.
Right.
The design of these systems also matters.
Okay.
We need to ensure that they're accessible to everyone, regardless of their tech savviness or physical abilities.
That's a really important point.
Yeah.
We talked earlier about, the potential for a two-tiered system where some people benefit from this technology while others are left behind.
Right. If we're not careful, autonomous retail could exacerbate existing inequalities.
Right.
So imagine a scenario where these stores become the primary option in certain neighborhoods.
Right.
While traditional stores with cashiers become less common.
Right.
People who are uncomfortable with technology, who prefer to use cash, or who simply value that human interaction, could be left with fewer options.
Yeah, it's like a digital divide playing out in the real world.
Exactly.
We need to make sure that everyone has access to the same opportunities and that no one is excluded from participating in this new retail landscape.
Exactly. And it's not just about access.
Right.
It's also about control.
Okay.
As these systems become more sophisticated, we need to ensure that humans remain in the driver's seat.
So it's not about replacing humans with robots, but about finding the right balance between technology and human oversight.
Precisely. We need to think critically about which tasks are best suited for automation and which ones require a human touch.
Right.
We need to ensure that humans have the ability to override these systems when necessary.
Okay.
And that we don't blindly trust machines to make decisions that could have real-world consequences.
This has been a fascinating and thought-provoking exploration of autonomous retail.
Yeah.
It's clear that this technology has the potential to revolutionize the way we shop, but it also comes with a responsibility to, consider the ethical implications and ensure that it benefits everyone.
I couldn't agree more.
Right.
Technology is a powerful tool, but it's up to us to use it wisely and shape a future where it serves humanity's best interests.
So for our listener who's been on this deep dive with us, what's the one thing you want them to take away?
So stay informed, stay engaged, and ask questions.
Yeah.
The future of retail, and indeed the future of our world, is being shaped right now by understanding the potential benefits and challenges of technologies like autonomous retail. We can all play a role in creating a future that is both innovative and equitable.
Well said. And on that note, we'll leave you with one final thought to ponder.
Right.
As technology continues to advance at an incredible pace, how do we ensure that human values like fairness, privacy, and inclusivity remain at the forefront?
It's a question we all need to grapple with.
Yeah.
The choices we make today will shape the world of tomorrow.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into autonomous retail.
Thanks for having me.
Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring this fascinating world of technology and its impact on our lives.
Absolutely.
All right, we'll see you next time.
Take care.